Most likely you click the video for the thumbnail, and I don't blame you for that. If that happens, it means that you are in the same boat as I am, or at least as I was. So throughout this video, I will not tell you only the 5 mistakes that hurt my animation career, but the 5 mistakes that destroyed my animation career. So let me share them with you so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did and I regret to this day. But before we dive in, do me one favor, hit this video with a like and hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss a single frame of this journey. Okay, mistake number 1 that destroyed my animation career, and this is a big one, is I did compare myself to others all the time. And I'm talking about animation and how the progress work. I will look at other people's reel, I will look at other people's, work at school, and I will see like, hey, this guy just graduated, like 4 months ago, and he's already working for Pixar, for Disney, I don't know, for Weta, for really big studios, and I'm here like stuck, working in a job that I don't hate, but it's not the one that I want. Or again, actually, when I was school, I would do the same thing. I will look at some of the people's reel and some of the people's exercises, and they will be awesome, and mine will be crap. And you know what? You don't know the background of that person. You don't know if that person has previous animation experience, which most of the times is what happened. Or you don't know if that person doesn't have a job, and the only thing that he has to do is to dedicate all his life and time to animation. So what he or she shows way more polished than yours, just because you have a limited time. That used to happen to me a lot. I was working full time, and at the same time I was going to school. And when I was working then on the animation industry, I was working full time on the animation industry, but I was doing side hustles too. So it's really complicated, and that doesn't help you at all. That just destroys your mindset, that puts you in a really bad mood, and it leads to depression, believe me. Mistake number 2, I wouldn't set realistic goals. And to this day, to be honest, that still happens. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this shot, and I'm gonna work in my film, and I'm gonna apply for this job, and I'm gonna work on my reel, and I'm gonna learn piano, and yeah, that's simply impossible. You're just one person. So how are you going to achieve all of that? Do you have clones like Naruto? No, that really doesn't happen. So my advice on this one, take it step by step, take it little by little, and focus on one thing and be like, okay, so what is the priority for me right now? My reel is a priority. Let me work on my reel. Let me work on my animation reel. What shots do I need? I need a motion. I need body mechanic shot. I need an acting shot. I need a 2-person shot. What do I need? What am I applying for? And this is actually something that I suffer from even when I was at school. When I was at school, I wanted to make this super cinematic looking shot, like Frozen quality. And you know what? I was a student, and I was just getting used to the workflow and getting used to Maya. I have been working with Maya only for, I don't know, 8 months maybe, when the first animation class started. I was extremely a newbie. So how I was expecting myself to achieve this super polished animation if I didn't simply have the experience. So back in Kiva, there was this animator. He's what we call the god in Kiva for animation. His name is Juan Padron. Actually, his name was Juan Padron. He passed away a few years ago. And he said every single artist and every single animator have inside of him or her 1,000 bad drawings. And the only way to get those drawings out is by drawing. So the same happens with animation. You're doing animation, it looks like crap. Well, you need that crap. That crap is going to give you experience. It's going to give you a learning curve that you need, that believe me, you need to achieve what you want to get in the future. And it's all about practice. We're talented people. Artists, I don't think that artists can be just practice into art. I think that you have to have a certain inclination and talent for it. But talent without hard work and practice, you're just a random person, to be honest. The third mistake that F up my animation career, and you know what, this one came up because of the first 2 were already happening, it was that I stopped animating. So, and this was already when I was graduated and working on the animation industry. I said to myself, I want to do this, I want to get this, I want to get into this studio, I want to apply for this job, I want to get this shot on my reel. But after finishing my work on animation every single day, I wouldn't have been Maya again because I was tired, and it's okay to be tired. It's understandable to be tired. That's why I advise work-life balance compensations. But yeah, I was really tired. I was not in the mood to get into my computer again and work on a shot, and I would simply become lazy with time about animating my own stuff, forgetting that every single moment, second that I would sacrifice for that goal was what was going to build the future me that I wanted to be. And yeah, that happens to a lot of animators, that people confuse it, don't confuse it, people fuse it with burnout. And that's, I would call, one of the first stages of burning out, that you stop animating because it's not that you don't care, it's like you just don't feel like it. And this fourth mistake is actually kind of combined with the third mistake of stop animating, but itself is a whole different thing. So you will stop studying. Animation, and actually every single form of art, is an every single day practice. I'm not saying that you have to go into Maya every single day and animate 100 frames, because that's not feasible, that's not possible, and that's not sustainable for you. But what I advise with is study animation all the time. Just looking at people, you can study animation, how they move, how they walk, how they speak, how the currents of the mouth moves, and all those little subtle and overlapping actions that you have right here on the face. Just try to observe and try to have it in your head, even if you cannot go into Maya, because let's say that you're awake from your computer, that you are, I don't know, honestly, I want to say vacation, but please, if you have a vacation, be on vacation. But if you are just unable to get into your computer, or unwilling to get into your computer, not because you're being lazy, because simply you need a break from that, try to think in an animation mindset, just so you don't lose that little spark and practice, because believe me, that is going to burn out your candle if you let it go. The mistake number 5, and this is the biggest one of all, I gave up. And with this one, I'm telling you, I gave up. I reached a point in my animation career what I would call myself, you're a shitty animator, you're a really bad artist, you picked the wrong career, and you don't know what you're doing. Right now you're broke, you have debt, you have no job in animation, and every time that you apply, people say no. And you know what? It doesn't work that way. Life is complicated, so don't make it more complicated and more heavy for you. I gave up at some point, and I will say I gave up because I hit my darkest and deepest moment of my burnout. I actually burnt out as an artist. I felt, if I want to use a metaphor, I felt like a candle that was running out of wax, and I was going to, shut off. And you know what? You don't want to reach that state. You don't want to reach that state, and that state is a combination of all the previous ones that we talk about, but it's as well a big compounding of other external circumstances and factors that are affecting your animation career, and actually you as a person. So my advice to you, just don't give up. If this is what you want at heart, and this is what you actually want to do with your life, don't give up. I felt my candle was burning out, and it didn't. Here I am, 30 years old, rebuilding my career from zero. Literally rebuilding my career from zero. As I'm speaking to you right now, I am actually leaving and going to school, finding a composer, trying to find a composer for the short film that I'm trying to create. Because you know what? I want to create my studio, I want to create my animation. I do have faith, and I have knowledge of what I want to do. So just have faith in yourself. And if you feel that you're alone at some point, believe me, you're not. Even when you are, you're not. Don't let that sparkle and burn out. It's not worth it. I might be getting emotional saying this, but the world needs that animator that you have, or that lighting artist that you actually are, or rigging, whatever you do in the industry. Someone needs you, and the art needs you. It takes a little time to understand, but yeah, I believe that's true. If you're struggling right now, if you need advice, if you need to talk to someone, just shoot a comment, leave a comment on the video, and every time I can, I will always extend a helping hand because I know how that feels and I don't want you to feel that way. So if you reached the video to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to build right here a community, and I'm trying to build my own studio, and I'm someone that has the same dreams that I had since I was 5 years old. So thanks so much for being a part of the journey, and please follow, hit a like and subscribe. That would help me a lot, and thank you so much again for being here.